Hello, I may or may not be live right now. I'm just checking. Give me a second here while y'all are loading in here. I just noticed something, so I must check really quick. All right, let's see here. Boom, bada bing. Interesting. No, we are not live. It says we're live. Maybe we're live on some channels, but we're not live on my main channel. So hopefully we pick up on the recording. Nope, it's not live anywhere except maybe X. Hi X, if we're live there. Hey, how you doing? Let's say live. But this will be recorded anyway, so we will be popping this up. So today we have a wonderful guest. There's a lot going on. My name is Lewis Herms. This is screwbiggov, and of course, I'm running for governor of California. In fact, I got dressed up for the occasion today, as you can see. This is going to be fantastic. We just had an amazing debate with all the other candidates except Bianco was a no-show. Uh, I, he says it was not his fault, so we'll go with that. Anyways, it was phenomenal. We've gotten a lot of responses from that. In fact, there is you'll see in the links below, there's a Herms versus Hilton video, or Hilton versus Herms video, which says 5 questions, 5 answers, and that was a lot of fun. So, but a lot of our content is going viral this week, a lot of it. So, my wonderful guest Matt Geiger and I will be discussing that. Um, yeah, just on X, it's live, correct? Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So if you're watching this on any other channel but X, you will be seeing a recording of this. Let me bring on Matt Geiger,
Yes, sir. Get my hat ready.
CALI, California as liberty intended. Whose slogan is that?
That some crazy guy that I know, some conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that Herms guy, I think you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, what
How
an
you
up.
been? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been crazy since the debate. I know we were at a party together. That was cool. And I've had a lot of meetings since then, some very intense meetings. Some meetings probably some people would not want to be in. Some meetings people would like to be in. And at minimum, they probably want to be a fly on the wall at these things. And then after the debate, I'm guessing that I must have performed okay because it's the floodgates of people offering to help us has just opened up, and it's really divine.
Well, I'll tell you this. You by far, and I'm not saying this because you're a friend of mine and all that, but by far, you won that debate, hands down. I think Hilton, some of the other guys were pretty good, but Hilton was terrible. Terrible. Let me just be very clear about that. Absolutely terrible. But what was interesting? You know what I saw today was our good friend Fang Fang Eric Swalwell's entering the Democrat governor race.
Yes. I hope that more sewer rat parasitical cabal members enter the race on both sides.
That could be
We
your biggest gift,
Yeah, we have a couple on
Swalwell.
our
He's
side,
easy.
and there's a bunch on the Democrat side. So, yeah, they're going to make my life easy. I'll tell you that.
They sounds like they are.
So it's a sickness that we have though, and the suppression is crazy. So I like to tell people about this because I think it's fascinating. And I don't throw shade on any candidates unless they come after me. But I'm going to throw shade on the media because Steve Hilton, no matter what he does, he gets some media will always go ahead and prop him up as he's here or he's there, he's doing this. But when he does a debate against 12 other candidates, which should be absolute national news. This should be covered like big time. Absolute media crickets. And I'm talking about the conservative media. Gateway Pundit, Joe Hoff. I mean, I love you, man. I do. You're awesome.
Where are you?
I sent you an email. You haven't even responded to it. Where Dan Ball was there, but OAN, which he works for, didn't talk about this. Newsmax is crickets. Of course, Fox News is crickets. Um, What's really going on? I mean, do we have a deeper deep state than we actually imagined? Are they all colluding? Are they all controlled opposition? I'm just wondering, guys, not throwing any shade. These are just questions. Um, this was a big deal, yet crickets across all media platforms. And when I say crickets, I mean crickets. So clearly, they didn't want anybody to see what was happening.
No doubt. And I'll tell you this: there was another gold company at the event. They didn't even have the wherewithal to bring real gold and silver. I had real gold and silver on my table. I was passing out gold eagles to people. They're like, "Is this real?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, the other table, it's like chocolate bars." So I'm fighting the same issues as you, Lewis, just in a different way.
It's so that's like fiat gold.
That's fiat gold. Yeah,
That's funny.
print as much as you want.
That's funny. So, yeah, we are definitely living in an opposite world right now. This is not the world that we want to be in. That's why we have to fix it and bring California back as liberty intended. But the only way it's going to happen, Matt, is we the people have to rise up. And if y'all haven't figured that out right now, I don't know what more I can do. We've had the more people rise up, the more success we have. The more you sit on your couch and do nothing, the farther that we're gonna slide. President Trump's not coming in riding on his white Pegasus anytime soon. I think he's teed it up for us. He told us on January 20th, 2017, we handed it back to we the people. Did we grab the ball? I don't think we did.
This
Um,
this is my case for the financial collapse: is that no one, everybody should be paying attention to this stuff. Everybody out there should be looking at this stuff with a microscope. You know, your performance, and I don't say it because you're my friend and we're close, whatever. Um, you're bringing up the real issues. These guys are forced to talk about the trafficking, the this, the that. They're forced to talk about this stuff because they know it's on your platform and they're obviously analyzing you. But this is why I think people need to stand to lose something, right? It's like I get a lot of people, they say, "Oh, well, there's Nassar Jassar in place and this, that, and the other thing." It's like there's no Nassar. No one's here to save you. You're here to save yourself. That's the whole point of this exercise. And it's like I feel like there's such a correlation between what you're seeing and what I'm seeing in people, which is just this complacency. Everybody has to step up. If you live in freaking Maine or Rhode Island, you should be donating money to the Herms for Cali campaign. You should be doing whatever you can, even if it's $5. Put your toe in the race and start. That's the least you could do right now.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But the reality is, you do have people waiting for everything to come. Let's just assume the Sarja Sara is going to come. Let's assume the Iraqi dinar is going to revalue. You don't know when. And I can tell you, I was a premier writer on the Iraqi dinar 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, we thought it would revalue within 6 months. I'm just letting people know. 20 years ago, we thought the IQD, the Iraqi dinar, was going to revalue and everybody's going to be wealthy within 6 months back then. So, how far do we go before we start doing things for ourselves? And if this other stuff comes, great. You know how many people said, Lewis, I'm going to donate a whole bunch of money to your campaign and support you as soon as the RV comes? I'm like, I appreciate that, but we cannot be living in the stars, right? Do I think it's going to eventually come? I would never have put money in Iraqi dinar if I didn't think it was legit. But the timeline is not legit. You were being lied to about that. Do I think there's a Nassar Jassar? Well, there kind of was. Libya was the best example of that actually happening. But we have a lot of work to do before we can reset to where Libya was. And now look where Libya is today because the deep state took them down. So we just need to have more of a pragmatic approach to this stuff, in my view, and get to work. I'll give
People got
some.
to want it. People got to want it. People have to step up and want this. It's like everybody's sitting back, enjoy the show with the popcorn. And believe me, it's a fun phrase, it's a fun thought, but like, there's no popcorn, there's no show. Just get involved, do something.
Yeah, and I'm going to say something personal about my relation with my wife. She's very, very frustrated right now. And it's because there's so many people that walk up to me and say, "Oh my God, Lewis and Otticelli," that's my wife's name. "It's amazing what you're doing. This is absolutely incredible." And then they walk away and there's no volunteer, there's no donation, there's nothing. And they're not even reposting our content. You know what I mean? So we're going to win this, but it's we're not going to see the massive momentum until the people step up. For a great example, I was just talking to Christine about this before we came on air here. Um, what everybody could do immediately is go to hermsforcali.com and click on the social media accounts and follow all of those and click on the notifications. And every time something comes up, just give it a heart and a comment. And then sometimes, if it's really impactful, repost it. That's easy. If 1,000 people were doing that, and we have hundreds of thousands of people that are with us. So if only 1,000 people did that, we would dominate social media immediately. And that would turn us over because I've already had dreams about this. It's not me that's going to do this. We, the people, are going to put us over the top. I just wish it would happen a little bit sooner because I got to tell you, we're not getting very much sleep over over on this side.
We did great, and I'll tell you this, man. My whole team, my whole crew, that was with me. I unfortunately wasn't able to watch the debate live because I was at my booth, but I rewatched it, and man, you just absolutely killed it. You just went up there. It was like meant to be. And these other guys, they don't have a plan. I mean, look, Swalwell. If you can get in front of the Democrats, Swalwell will be the biggest gift given to you. I mean, the things that you can say about that guy, and I would go hard at that guy if I were you.
Well, I, w-
I'd be bringing up
I
Fang Fang. I'd be
yeah.
bringing up him leaking intelligence during the first Trump administration, and I think it was fake intelligence. I don't even think it was real intelligence. I think he was making stuff up. I mean, the levels of corruption. I think it was best illustrated when Elon Musk was talking earlier in the year when he came onto Doge. He's being interviewed. I think it was with Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan like asked him a question, and Elon just sits there. He's like, let me tell you something, man. The government can't be saved. He's just kind of laughing about it. I don't think the debt's $37 trillion. I think the debt's $5 quadrillion. Right? We learned about money printing machines, like 13 or 14 of them that Congress had. Where is this coming from? It's a total shit show. Pardon my language, folks, but it's a total shit show, and it's just gotten to the point of, I mean, what do these people think they're going to do with their brides? Where are they going to put this money? Like what they've been duped. The Swalwells of the world have been duped. What are they going to do with this money? It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people talk to me about the dollar, right? And why their 401ks and everything are so important. And I always kind of tilt my head. I go, okay,
Call
look,
that.
I said, how are your 401ks a big deal? So what you're doing is, even if you get 6, 8% interest on your money, now you have to minus from that, which they always refuse to do. You have to minus from that what the cost of living increase was. And the
Right.
cost of living increase is never 2.8% or 3% what they tell you it is. We have common sense because they add all these other factors in to make it look like the cost of living is lower. Uh, Let's just use common sense. How much more is your food than it was a year ago? Probably 20%. How much more is fuel, your energy bills and everything else that you're doing? It's astronomically higher. So you're losing money when you're just letting it stay in an account that only gets you 8%. You're going backwards. I don't know why people are not understanding this, because I have so many people say, "Oh, I did great on my 401k. I made 12%." And I said, "Well, have you gone against the cost of living?" "Well, with the cost of living 3%, I netted 9%. I'm like, "Hold on a second. You're listening to the government." Okay. The cost of living is not 3%. If you look on essential purchases,
Like 30%.
it is crazy. It is so much more higher than that. But they balanced it against things that we never, large, huge, astronomical purchases that we rarely do anyways, right? So
Right.
it's a game that
It's a game.
people don't see. So let's speak about what's going on right now. Um, we we have If somebody wants to go to our website, you're going to be very pleased if you're a supporter of the people in the Palisades. Um, so if you go to hermsforcali.com/palisades, what you're going to see there is we have online now a special affidavit so people can actually save their homes. Doesn't cost you anything from us. If you want to get it notarized or file it with the county, it's going to cost you some money. But you get, if your property or you know somebody has a Palisades property, they must go on there, fill this out, because it's a claim of property saying I did not abandon my property due to a fire. It's a legal document. So now when these Chinese nationalists are coming in trying to buy up all this property contiguously, you throw a wrench in the works, because if we grab every 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, if you just claim your property, they can't build. They walk away. They walk away. If they can't get 5, 6, 10 contiguous lots, it doesn't make sense for them, because they're building these low income housing or these large condos, complexes over there, guys. So this is a huge deal. If you know somebody in the Palisades, you must send them to this website. Again, this is what we've been doing for years, Matt. We're not waiting for somebody to do something. We find a problem, we turn it into a challenge, we take that challenge, we find a solution. This is a legitimate solution right now that people can do. We're not getting anything out of it. We just want people to be able to save their properties.
Think of that. They were going to buy up this land at pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
That's the whole purpose of the fire.
that's right. And they can't if just 20% of the people go ahead and claim their property. That's it.
And just on a side note, what about that phone call from Karen Bass, right? That phone call, you're going to know in a few days. Remember she said that?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at, so the water dried up, and that area, the water, 70% of it is controlled, 60 to 70% by the Resnicks. The Resnicks is a couple that just happens to be Gavin Newsom's number one donor. How does all of this stuff just happen to add up like it? It's just all coinky dink, I'm sure.
Unbelievable.
Crazy. So, if you guys want more details, you go there, or you can go to my X account. That is going viral right now. Everybody's talking about this affidavit that we put up there, which is great. In addition, though, and this is very, very important, and I want people to hear this. Okay. Our friend Tina Peters might be on her last breath. And I mean that literally and physically. She's had lung cancer before, and now she's having trouble breathing. Let me give you some backstory to this. For you that don't know, Tina Peters is the hero that secured the evidence of election fraud in the state of Colorado. And they went after her hard. Jenna Griswold and the rest of the cronies went after her really hard. They put her in prison for this. It's corruption at the highest level. Tina Peters is a Gold Star mom. Tina Peters is a grandmother. She's 70 years old, and she's rotting in prison. They turn her temperature down to as low as 40 degrees. They've already brought a thermometer in the sea, and they give her one thin blanket. So she has to shiver through the night and not sleep. Think about this. They put her in solitary confinement for doing what? For burning toast accidentally in the kitchen. They put her in a hole for what now? Because she actually she reported somebody that was saying that Tina Peters isn't going to make it out alive. Now she's in the hole currently. They are trying to kill her. She's having lung issues, and she is saying with her own words, it feels a lot like when I had cancer before. Right? So we need to get her out of there. For the life of me, I don't know why President Trump hasn't acted on this. So what I did is I actually posted yesterday. I've been talking about this, as you know, Matt, for weeks, of a way to get Tina Peters out. And I don't know why. I'm not saying I'm the brightest guy in the world, but nobody has told me that I'm wrong. So I posted this. I'm going to read it to everybody. I put, Tina Peters' life is in imminent danger. It is really bad. The feds must act now, and President Trump must demand they do so. I believe you can use federal custodial witness protection. That's 18 USC 3521. Because they need to launch a federal, this is what they do, is they'll launch a federal investigation, a federal case. All they have to do is list Tina as a cooperating witness through the U.S. attorney or the FBI. That's it. That's all they have to do. And then the U.S. Marshals have the legal backing to take temporary custody, transfer her to a federal facility or a safe house to protect her. That's it. And the state of Colorado, the CDOC, they must comply. This is law. This is written. I don't know why anybody's not doing it, but I guess it makes a lot of sense because it seems like everybody is reposting this. I was just told that Scott Bannon had it on his channel. So, what
I
do you
liked what
think?
I like what I don't mean to interrupt you, Lewis, but I like what Juan had to say about it in his letter the other day in his email. Send in the Marines, kick in some fucking doors,
Yep.
right? Pull her out. Set an example. Set it to any of these political prisoners, any of them. They want to play games, right? We're going to send in Marines. They're going to kick in the door. And these Marines should arrest everybody in that prison. Anybody who's complying with these orders, they should arrest Jenna Griswold. I think it's time to take the gloves off, man.
Well,
You know,
I'm with you because if we really look at it, these are crimes against humanity, right? And they're treasonous. So, not quite sure why we're waiting so long. The reason why I'm so concerned on this is you have a Gold Star grandma that's dying in jail. Think of that. You have a Gold Star grandma dying in jail because of the inaction of the current administration and the inaction of the military. So, I don't know. I know people want to say, "Oh, well, it's Q. It's just part of the plan. 17's all over the place." Fantastic. So, is she part of the? Is her dying part of the plan also? I'm not quite sure how that works. Maybe somebody can explain to me. And this is why I hear that we're in control, I go again. And I said this online today. We may be in control of the chessboard, but when you're in, if anybody understands chess, when you're in control of the chessboard, the enemy has a lot of moves and they can still take out your pawns, your rooks, your bishops, and even your queen. So I think we have to understand that this is very, very important right now. And I'm pleading with President Trump and the FBI and the US attorney to do something for Tina right now.
it'd be nice if they raided the prison, got her out, and then brought national attention to it. So, of course, that would bring the focus, right? Oh, Trump sends in the Marines to get, a criminally convicted woman out of jail, da da da, and then bring attention to that issue and then litigate the issue. Like, no, she didn't commit any crimes.
Yep.
She was just doing her job, folks. She was just doing her job. And look what she found.
I
And look at
agree.
all the evidence, right?
I
It
I
could be the
agree with you.
perfect segue to wake people the F up.
Yep, I 100% agree. I think this is exactly what we need, and I think we have an appetite for it now for the first time in the United States. I think people they want to see people saved and they want to see people held accountable, and I believe the appetite's there. I think there's several Democrats out there that they're like, "Yeah, it's time. This is fishy. Come on, guys. This is ridiculous." So, I was just talking about 401ks, so on and so forth, and the fiat dollar. The Fed, it's just disgusting the way they run our money system, and I frankly this is me speaking, I'm not a financial advisor, I just need to let you guys know, though, is I've been tracking silver for a long time, and I know many, many people love gold, and that's great. Gold is great. Gold has gone up, and people have done really well with that. But I noticed it was in the late 70s, I think early 80s when the gold and silver stopped tracking together. And what I mean by that is although gold was valued at a lot more than silver, they would always track identically like this, right? So if gold was going up, to 2000, silver would go up, at the same time, but not obviously not to 2000. So and it seemed to be that the difference was about 10 times difference, I think. So if gold was at back in the day at 1,000, I don't mean was it 10 times different? I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry. But
I think it
anyway,
was 16. I think it was about 16.
there you go. There, but they went up identically together,
Yeah.
right? And in the late 70s, early 80s, it started to go where gold would go up like this and silver would be going like this. And it was if you really track that, it's gotta get back on track. So if it gets back on track, that difference would make silver still go up astronomically from what it is now. Now, I know you can't say anything about that because you sell gold and silver, but am I crazy or does it make sense that it's gonna
No,
have to
well,
get back on track?
they attach silver to oil, right? So oil used to track silver used to track oil price, still does track oil prices. I think with the whole revaluation, see, we were taken off a gold standard and we haven't ever been put back on. We've never really seen what that might look like. I've always said, hey, gold and silver is a store of value. But at the end of this, it might be the difference between having money and not having any money at all, right? I don't know. By the time this is all said and done, my theory, and I've always said this on your show, is a gallon of milk will be 25 cents, right? A movie ticket will be a nickel. Um, that's how I see it, because we have to get out of these, trillions and quadrillions. What do trillions and quadrillions really represent? It represents them just inflating our monetary system to levels that we've never even fathomed. I mean,
Hmm.
billions wasn't even a term until the 1980s, let alone trillions. If you would have told somebody in like 1995 that we'd be in the trillions of dollars right now, they'd be like, "You're out of your mind. The country would be over."
That's
Right?
right.
Go
You're right.
talk to a top economist in 1991. They would have been like, "Oh yeah, the national debt in 2025 is $37 trillion." They'd be like, "That's not possible. There's no way that could happen."
It's true.
So it's almost like you have to suspend disbelief and start thinking outside the box, which is like, okay, something very unexpected is about to happen, and we're going to live it. We're going to live through it. I just think gold and silver. I like the crypto. I like the crypto space. I'm not going to knock it. Thanks to our good friend Mel, he told me to get into XRP a while back, and thank you again, Mel. And it was nice to see him at the event. But I don't even think these cryptocurrencies are going to withstand anything. I mean, look at the crypto market right now. This thing is just absolutely dropping. And you know what? I think it's going to go lower. And what they might even do with the precious metals is, it wouldn't surprise me if they went and said, hey, just like oil in 2020. Remember, oil was negative 40 in 2020.
Yep.
What if they did that with precious metals? And don't worry, if you're a precious metals holder, it wouldn't affect you at all, because all they would do is we would say, okay, well, let's say the current price is 50 bucks. Okay, well, we're going to go to negative 40. All right, so your cost for an ounce is now $90. That would bring you up to the current spot price. What are dealers going to do? Sell at a loss? We know that there's very little inventory to go around, especially on silver,
Hmm.
right? And we haven't even seen the financial collapse yet. The media hasn't even hinted at it. So just imagine when the news stations are saying, "Oh, well, Bank of America's, their quarterly reports are saying that they took a loss of right." It's going to be mayhem. It's going to be absolute mayhem. It's a game of musical chairs. That's what it is. It's a game of musical chairs. If you're getting the information, if you're somebody following Q, right? If you're somebody following these different truther subjects, you're somebody that has the knowledge. All you have to do is just pull the trigger. Whether that be with me, great. You support Lewis, you support the show, you support the Patriot movement. But go to your local dealer. Nothing wrong with that. Go to your local guy. They sometimes they have specials on stuff. I like American Eagle coin. If you can find an estate sale, sometimes you can get it even below spot, right? Maybe not that many ounces of it, but just wherever you got to go, get your hands on it.
Yeah, and I would agree. So where do we go to do that?
Well, ideally, Varied Metals, Lewis. Come on.
VerityMetals.com. That's so true. And so also, you know what, Matt? I don't have it up here. Let's give out your phone.
You
Oh,
can give
you
my cell phone. You're one of the few that I still say, hey, give out the 888 number. The 88 number helps us track it, but everybody calls in. They're like, "We love Lewis. He's the best. We want him to win for governor." I'm like, "Donate, donate."
you're funny. All right, so what's the phone number?
480-717-9081. You can go to the website. We actually just started a social media campaign, so like us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're Verity Metals. We're doing a nice like early 1900s, late 1800s theme with back when money was real.
Yeah, it's cool. I saw it. Real good.
Yeah, I got a really great group of like a great marketing team. I love them. They're actually at my house. We'll have some great commercials coming out. I'm going to send you some. Um, just really good stuff. Scott's in one of them, which is great. So people will be like, "That's Scott from TrueStream." But yeah, we did a nice production with Melissa and company. They're fantastic. And yeah, we're having fun. We've never been busier. So I think a lot is about to happen. Get your hands on this stuff. Like I said, if you want to call me, great. I'll give you a great price, especially IRAs, 401ks. Do not call these companies in LA. You don't have to call me, but don't call these companies out of Los Angeles. These guys are a bunch of crooks. We do a fabulous job, and we do the self-storage model where if somebody wants to hold their own stuff, we can talk about that, right? We build the infrastructure for. We're the only people in the industry that do it. Everybody's thrilled. So yeah, we've been having a good time here, Lewis. And thank your audience.
Awesome. All right, Matt, appreciate you. Folks, that does it for now. We're out. We'll be back in a couple days for sure. We've got a lot going on this week. You guys would be really exciting. But can we go to social media and at least free Tina Peters? That would be awesome. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
God bless.